Welcome to the Property Podcast. Here we talk about property law, property rights, and property investment, turning you into a property guru one episode at a time. Again, we brought back Kendal, back by popular demand. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. He's rushing, so we have to quickly get through this so that he can go. Thank you though for coming. Anyways, what do you want to tell me today? What's the one thing that you would tell me today if I said, I want to be an estate agent, and particularly in Durban? I just want 2, 3 lessons that you've learned ever since starting the journey.
Sure. I've been doing it for 22 years, but I see lots of new people coming in and people going out. So the theory is at any one stage, there's a third moving in, a third staying, and a third leaving.
Okay.
And because it's 100% commission based, you need to make sure you've got enough liquidity or reserves to get through at least the first 6 months, at least. And because bearing in mind you need your living costs, your advertising costs, etc. So
where did you get your liquidity in the first 6 months?
I was fortunate enough, I came back from the UK after 8 years. So I'd saved up and we'd sold one of our properties there. So I had a bit of, and the rand pound was very strong.
Would you say that's the reason why? Because there has been conversations, I listen to conversations in the corridors, that the industry is not transforming really. There isn't a lot of black people. Do you think that's perhaps one of the reasons? Because if I'm coming straight from varsity, even if I've been to varsity, I do not have money that's going to last me for 6 months. Even if I work, I cannot comfortably save money that will last me for 6 months so that I can be, I'm not saying there isn't black estate agents, but do you think that has anything to do with that conversation of no transformation in that industry?
To a degree, certainly, but I wouldn't say there's no black estate agents in the CBD, Mamson Toti, Pinetown. There's a huge, I would say they're probably a majority.
Okay, that's good then. It means that something has happened and something is happening. But the money that you make from selling there sometimes but I can't talk to you about making small money because what do they call you? Slumdog millionaire. What does that even mean?
Slumdog millionaire came from my friend Clint Ward.
Okay.
And he's very fancy from the Hillcrest area originally, now living in Umhlanga.
Yes.
Owns several businesses, and he saw me not favouring the Umhlanga or going north where all the people were going or are going, and reversing that to South Beach, the CBD. Subsequently, he's bought several properties through me. We own a couple together,
in the CBD.
Which I'm in the CBD, in Albert Park, South Beach. So he thinks I'm slumdogging it in the CBD. Yeah, but we're making money.
You're making money.
Yeah, good money.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So you are saying to me now, we shouldn't look down on the places that have low-cost housing or low-cost properties. It shouldn't just be, even as an estate agent that you are aspiring to sell in Umhlanga, in Balito, in Sandton. If you're in Gauteng, I'm hoping we have people from Gauteng. In Sandton, you should look at every spot and say, this I can sell and I can make money from this, because you make money from that Albert Park selling for 350,000 rands and not for big bags. Then you sell many of them.
Well, our office is based in Glen Ashley, Durban North, and that's where the core of our agents work, and myself included. But as I also do the CBD because of my own investing there. I started investing there 22 years ago. I still own most of them today. Buy and hold, buy and sell, renovate, all that kind of stuff. That's what drags me down. Attracts me there, I should say.
Okay.
And then with that, investors and friends and colleagues and people from around the world that have bought into that, and I look after those property investors from Italy, America, who I've never met.
Even from America?
Last year I sold 4 properties to Americans.
Okay.
They didn't know each other. One has already come out to live here. He's in the Glenwood area, Upper Glenwood. We bought for himself, but he owns 3 flats in the CBD, which I helped him buy. I've met him. He's gone back now, but he'll be back next month, and he's going to live here.
Are they not scared of white genocide?
No, they're more scared of living where they're coming from, and school shootings and stuff like that, and they're not happy with the government there. The crime levels rising, the unemployment, the taxes, the high cost of living. So they're finding it a paradise here in Durban.
Exactly. Devon is a paradise. There's no doubt there. But so you don't only sell property, you also manage other people's properties.
Yes.
You manage your own, the ones that you bought, and you manage other people's
That's right.
properties. What are some of the challenges of managing properties?
Rent collection as a whole is not a problem, but getting it on the first can be challenging because
Okay.
people get paid on the 15th.
Yes.
You know, that market earn a lot less than maybe in Umhlanga, so their 10,000-15,000 rand rent a month has the cost of living for them is the same for me or people living in Umhlanga with your car, transport, petrol, food, Zamelek, it's the same price.
Yeah.
So they've got to live off a lot less but pay for their room or their studio bachelor.
Yeah.
But the rent is
So how
paid.
do you manage it? How do you deal with that? Because remember, I'm saying as an estate agent, an esteemed one, Eris, with 20 years of experience, teach a person who's like, I want to get into this industry. What should they know about the management part of it? when you're
Remember,
managing a property?
I've got a team behind me at Remax. I've got a PA. I've got a Sevi running the books behind it and all the accounts and the follow up and the chasing.
Sevi is Mamgwala.
Yeah, that's my wife, Sevi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got people on my back, and then
Yeah.
I'm in the forefront, meeting, greeting, showing properties, maintenance, seeing to maintenance.
Do you own a gun then to threaten
No.
people who
I don't know how to
pay
use a
you?
gun. Yeah.
So you don't threaten people at all
No,
because
no.
they don't pay you rent?
I've got other methods.
Would like to hear the methods.
My
Kendal.
brown house snake.
No, don't say everything. People will.
Yeah,
people
my
will
brown,
wake
my
up.
nyoga, my brown house snake.
Yeah.
Sometimes I call it the bed technique. Someone goes quiet because they haven't paid. So you just go down there, knock on the door, come in, sit in their lounge, talk to them. What's happened? They had a funeral to pay, and they're the only working one in the community.
Yeah.
So okay, why didn't you just tell me? They were scared or shy or didn't know how. They didn't
Yes.
think I'd understand.
Yeah.
But we relay that to the landlord. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, those are the methods to overcome it. Being physically on site, present, not threatening.
Yes.
If there's nobody there and you don't know if they've left or whatever,
Yeah.
then you bring the snake in and you take a photo under the door and you forward it to
Hope
them,
you're listening.
and you get a response very quickly if they're still alive or coming home.
Other than a snake, because I mean, I don't want to carry a snake. I don't know if you want to carry a snake all the way. But other than a snake, are there other methods?
When it's an extreme case and you have to hand them over to the follow the law, then yes. But that's in 22 years very rare.
What is the law? Actually, I would like to know that. What is the law? What is the process of evicting a person who doesn't want to pay rent?
Well, then we've got to do a letter of demand,
Okay.
giving them, I think it's 21 days to pay. And normally in that time, if they can't physically pay, there's a reason for it, like they've lost their job
Yes.
or they've had to send money home or something like that. And 9.5 times out of 10, they generally leave
Okay.
to go back to their family home, or they go
yes.
share with a cousin. The ones that do stay then generally catch up on the following month on the payday.
Okay.
Yeah, but you need to monitor those things all the time.
So if they don't catch up after the letter of demand, if they don't leave and they still don't pay the money, what's the next step
Then the eviction process through the courts, which in 22 years I've never had to do.
Oh wow!
Uh,
And then okay.
Just to make it, it's not only the CBD that happens. In
Yes,
fact, a lot.
yes. It happens a lot.
In the north of the river, Umhlanga, Durban North, Belito, where the tenants there not only know the law, but they've got a lawyer who's a cousin friend to kind of push back. There's a lot more ego there.
So they can't pay rent, but they can afford lawyers to push back and do all
exactly.
of that. Okay, so that's why you stay in the CBD then.
Yeah.
That's why you stick to that. But have you ever been to the Rental Housing Tribunal?
I have been taken there by tenants.
Okay, just explain to the viewers what the Rental Housing Tribunal is.
So it's where a tenant or a landlord can take a tenant, each other, if there's a dispute.
Okay.
Okay, for example, not getting the deposit back.
Yes.
That's the ones I've been there for. And then they say, it's not fair, he's not giving me our deposit back. And it's simple things like, when you moved into the property, here's the photo, the kitchen counter was perfect or new.
Yeah.
Now that we're moving out, there's a big hot pot stain on it. So we now need to replace the whole thing for 3,000 Rand with the labour, and that's why you're not getting your full deposit back. Or someone that's had a pot plant, in a Wevo basket, watering it for a year, and now they come to move, and there's a big brown stain that's rotten, and they didn't see it for the year, and it was an accident, but or unknown.
Someone has to.
Yeah, and they're thinking that's unfair. So again, the rental housing is the neutral.
Yes.
And the tenant gives theirs evidence, we give ours, and then they make a decision, and that's the final.
Do you not think they sometimes get accused of taking the side of the bigger dog? You know, there's always the conspiracy theories.
No, it's very slow, and it's via email. The tenant comes in, then we come in, so it's not sitting like this arguing like what you see on TV in a court case.
Yeah.
And then you get a result via email back, and that's the final.
Just via email? Okay. I had no idea. I have been taken to the rental housing tribunal, but someone did actually show on my doorstep. I was like, you're wasting your time, because like I just explained what had happened, and then he left, and then I mean it's been 3 years now. I haven't had anything from them.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what the process was. I didn't know how I got to that point, and I never received an actual. I don't remember receiving an actual email regarding that. But then that's why I got you involved now to get me tenants and help me deal with that. We do not have much time, Kendal. We really don't have much time. Thank you though for coming. It's always a pleasure to learn a thing or two from you, or 3 or 4, even 5 things. Anything that you want to leave us with today?
If people want to get into the industry, it's a fun industry. It's certainly not an easy buck at all. It's a long term, and I think you'll start to see your results on average after 3 years. You've got to survive. People need to know you in the industry. You need to market yourself, brand yourself, do well. And you know, I grew up in Durban, so that helps. I've come from a school from not quite birth, but most of my life.
So when you say market yourself, what do you mean?
No, like your branding on, be it on a rubbish bin or a street pole, Facebook.
I've never seen your face on the street.
I've
never seen
I
your
used
face
to have before Facebook. I used to have my pictures on bins, but I didn't. In 3 years, I didn't receive any calls of that. But so that money that I had doing that, I channel into social media, and that goes to the planet. So not just the people driving past my bin.
And you have
now I've got now people in America are seeing the benefits of Durban and buying. So it's got a much further.
We still need to debate that, whether it's a really, really good thing or if we should start worrying about it, because we don't want to turn into a Cape Town.
Yeah, but true. I think that's already happening, like Belito, and Tinley Manor with.
But do we really like Belito though? Like me and you.
No, I don't. Not particularly.
Yeah.
No.
We don't. So they can have it. They can have that side of the world. We'll keep them and we'll keep the CPT. Okay. Now, thank you again for coming through. We will have you again soon, so that you can tell us more about being a slumdog millionaire.
Slumdog millionaire.
Slumdog. What am I saying?
Because of that movie.
I have no idea.
There was that guy in India.
Slumdog.
Slumdog, like an Inja.
Slumdog.
Slumdog. The Slumdog Millionaire was a movie.
What have I been saying the entire time? Oh my goodness! Please,
There was that movie of that young guy in India, in the slums of India, and how he from the bottom came right up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we have a movie like that. Is it Jerusalem? Is it not similar to Jerusalem? Just remind me. I think we have a movie that is similar. You should watch Jerusalem and then we'll come back. It's a lot about property. You should watch Jerusalem and then come back.
Jerusalem is a South African.
It's a South African movie. It's a beautiful movie. You should actually definitely watch it.
I'll watch it over the weekend.
I hope so. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.